Okay, hi YouTube, Mr. User Boss here. This is my unboxing of the Uhappy UP520 smartphone from newfrog.com. Now this is a ridiculously cheap phone. It's about £63 I think it works out at, so just about $100. And so for that you're actually getting ridiculously impressive specs. You're getting a quad-core 1.3 GHz processor, Android 4.4 which is particularly nice to see, as well as some supposedly pretty good cameras. Now I think Android 4.4 here is the real selling point because most of these Chinese devices, especially at this price, run 4.2 and are non-upgradable. So this one may also get an upgrade to Android Lollipop, which would just be awesome. So the phone also supports SD card up to 32 GB, which is really nice to see, and the screen size is a nice 5 inches. So this seems to be kind of the sweet spot at the minute in the smartphone market, and for good reason. It's pocketable but also good enough to enjoy multimedia experiences on. Now something which people might be a little bit concerned about is the resolution, which is QHD, so it's basically a half of the resolution of a HD panel. And so, I mean, to be honest, I actually think that's fine. I actually think because that's the same resolution you see on the PlayStation Vita, and it works absolutely fine there. I mean, especially after using a phone like the LG G3, which has a ridiculously high PPI, I actually kind of wish phone manufacturers would adopt lower resolution displays because it helps with battery life and it helps with performance, and I think the trade-off really becomes not worth it after a certain point. So the actual boxed accessories are all pretty standard. We have the US charging adapter, and then we also have a kind of large looking battery. So the capacity on this is actually 2200 milliamps, which is surprisingly big for a phone of this specification. So to be honest, I actually have kind of high hopes for it lasting a while. So I'm super excited to actually try this phone. It's the cheapest one I've ever reviewed, and so if it comes anywhere near the performance of the previous sort of more expensive ones, I will be impressed. Okay, so let's just take a look at the phone itself. So this is what we really care about, and here it is. So it's adopted a very standard black body. I think this is pretty much a safe bet and is kind of universally loved. So it's actually a very slim device. I'm kind of surprised. I'd say it's quite easily under 10mm. The buttons feel pretty responsive, I like that. And strangely enough, the micro USB charging port is on the top of the phone. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Nonetheless, I really like the slim profile of this. You can see the glossy buttons contrast quite nicely with the matte finish of the back, and that is a very interesting back. So I have to say, this is really strange, but I do really like it. I think that the matte finish, combined with the actual strange aesthetic, actually works really well. Not only does it feel really comfortable to touch, but it's quite interesting. And I mean, if you really don't like it, you could always cover it up with a case, which is what most people end up doing, but it's still quite an unusual approach, and I do like it. I kind of appreciate the originality. So the screen itself, 5 inches, looks pretty good. It's filling up most of the front of the phone, and so you're not going to have to worry about massive bezels. There is a fair bit of room on the top and bottom to put your fingers and thumbs. So the camera on the back also looks very nice. It is a 8 megapixel with CMOS sensor, which is kind of unusual. I think it was only sort of 4 or 5 years ago that we started seeing CMOS sensors on mainstream cameras, so the fact that they've got one in this phone is good, and I think it can only mean good things for the camera. So another benefit of this phone is it's a dual SIM card one. So you just stick in a SIM card, and whichever one is getting service at any one time, it'll automatically default to that, and you can create your own preferences. So basically, if you're someone who travels abroad very often, then you're not going to have to worry about incurring data roaming charges. So I'm going to be doing a review on this fairly shortly. I'm really looking forward to actually playing around with this phone, but for now, that's it from me guys. Thanks for watching, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more.